name is Dr. Dig. That's me. And today I'm here to tell you about steel. Steel was first invented around 500 BCE in the ancient Chinese Zhou dynasty. This was located in southeast China around the Yellow River Basin. I am Socrates, greatest Greek philosopher, born 470 CE. And it's really cold out here. Socrates was not invited. Steel wasn't just invented by one guy having a eureka moment. That was Archimedes. Different guy, different century, different attire. Aha! Like a group project. One where everyone actually did their part. Impossible. I must ponder this for 30 years. 30 seconds, Socrates. Okay, I'm done. It's still impossible. 3 ingredients were used to make steel. First, iron ore, which was a special metallic rock. Second, charcoal. Charcoal was a fuel source that got super hot. And third, clay. Clay was used to form blast furnaces that got up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. How hot is that? Think afternoon on Mercury kind of heat. I went to Mercury once. You definitely did not. It was really hot. You were not on Mercury, Socrates. Iron ore plus charcoal plus insane heat made a new product called cast iron. Cast iron was similar to steel, but it was extremely brittle and had too much carbon, around 2 to 4%. Just like my first marriage. Socrates, you were forced to drink poison by the government. We do not have time for this. That's a different story. To make this iron ore tougher and less brittle, it would be reheated and exposed to air. This process is called decarburization. Then it would be hammered down and reheated until it was strong and became steel. Individual batches of iron took hours to days to make. Beautiful. Just like me. The process was invented over decades. It took a lot of time to perfect making steel. I once thought for 45 years about the same question. What was this question, Socrates? I don't remember. Now you may be wondering, what was steel used for? And steel was used for pretty much everything. It was used for arrowheads, stronger weapons, stronger tools, stronger armor. It was also especially used for farm tools. Stronger farm tools meant more food, which meant more people, meaning a bigger, stronger empire. More people means more philosophy students. I support steel. From 206 to 220 CE, the Han Dynasty existed. In this Han Dynasty, government-ran steel factories existed. This steel basically fed an entire empire. It did what it was designed to do, and much more. Like when I just intended to ask one question, but got sentenced to death. Sure, Socrates, something like that. Steel wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, though. Steel's predecessor, bronze, required tin to make, and tin was scarce, so there wasn't much bronze, which meant not too many strong weapons. But with steel, there were lots of weapons, because steel was very easy to make. This meant way more destructive warfare with way more weapons. Another downside of steel is deforestation. With all the charcoal that it required, many forests across China were chopped down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Socrates, I am at least 99% sure that was Shakespeare. I inspired him. Let's talk about steel's big brother, bronze, the real predecessor of being a strong metal. I had a bronze statue. It was very handsome, looked just like me. Socrates, it looked nothing like you. It was very handsome. Bronze was first invented around 3300 CE in ancient Mesopotamia, between the Tigris and the Euphrates River. Ancient Mesopotamia is now modern-day Iraq. I've been to Mesopotamia. You actually have been to Greece your entire life. And much to the dismay of your fellow citizens, you never left. It was a spiritual journey. Copper, ore, and tin were melted together and then poured into molds. It was a group effort, mining and blacksmithing. It took hours to create one individual tool. Another group project? Maybe they are possible. Groundbreaking conclusion, Socrates. But anyways, bronze was the strongest metal for 2,000 years. The only issue with it is that tin was a very limited resource. So once steel came along, there was no sense in making bronze. Like MySpace, when Facebook arrived. But after steel came crucible steel, aka Wootz steel, invented in India around 300 CE. India! I've always wanted to go to India. Socrates, you have never left Athens. Spiritually. To make Wootz or crucible steel, the iron ore and charcoal was put together in a closed container. This allowed the charcoal to spread more evenly and have a stronger material. Wootz steel blades were the most prized thing in all of the world. So the secret was the container? Yes. Just like how I do my best thinking in my own head. That is nothing like that. The container matters, Dr. Dig. This Wootz steel was really valuable. Entire economies were built around it. Trades went between India, Persia, and the Mediterranean. I would have taxed it. Socrates, you were executed by your own government for being too annoying. But I would have taxed it first. The most modern version of steel is Bessemer steel, invented in Britain, 1856. This steel is the most reliable strong steel, and it is what you see every day today in skyscraper frames and in surgical tools. Instead of being left in containers for days, air was blasted over this steel to have more even carbon distribution. All this is steel? Most of it, yeah. I feel small. That's new. Don't tell anyone. Steel, 500 BCE, ancient China, in the Zhou dynasty. Iron ore, charcoal, and clay. Steel later evolved into Wootz steel and Bessemer steel. Steels had lots of great impacts along the way, and also lots of bad ones. The best inventions aren't just lone people. They're generations of people adding on to something to make it great. Also, fire is hot. I've confirmed this personally. Also, fire is hot. Peace out. That's been the Steel Show. What's up, boys? I'm Clavicular. It's time to get part 3 maxing, yo. I'm Donald John Trump. Without steel, there's 4 ways the world collapses. 4 ways. My evidence for this is concrete. Huge. Nobody talks about this. Well, I talk about this. Yes, I do. Explain max it to me, DJT. The first side effect of steel not existing, it doesn't exist, is that bronze becomes fully dominant all the way. Bronze requires tin to be made, and tin is very limited. So large infrastructure and railroads could not be built. They couldn't be built. Instead of large, strong countries, large, strong ones, you get small communities that don't have much to work with, not much to work with, no large infrastructure, no railroads. They lose. They're losers. I'm Donald John Trump. I never lose. I'm a winner. No infrastructure to build stuff means no supply chains, which means no peptides are being made, which means no peptides are getting ship maxed to my door, which means I can't be ascending. No steel, no looks maxing. The second consequence of no steel existing, this is the second one, is that the Han Dynasty never becomes powerful and there's way less people. The Han Dynasty, they distributed steel plows to their many citizens through state-ran steel production factories. These plows, they were used for a thing. They were used to farm lands. They made farming much more efficient than with bronze. They didn't break as often. They were much stronger. Without these, maybe there would be only 20 or 30 millions and millions of people in the Han Dynasty. But because they had them, they had around 60 millions and millions of people in their dynasty. Without it, there'd be way less people. Socrates, did you come in my presence just to get mogged? I come where wisdom is needed. We're just hypothetical maxing for part 3. Then it is me that you need most of all. The Han Dynasty of China. They were a great dynasty. Not as great as America. 3. The third thing. Without steel, there's never a chance to innovate for root steel. Root steel was probably one of the most valued goods, if not the most valued goods, in all of ancient India and Persia and the Mediterranean. Root steel powered the economy and made the Silk Road, the Road of Silk, they made it look completely different because trade would happen between China and other countries on the Silk Road with root steel. This would not be great. I'm great. This would not be similar to me at all. This would not be great like I am. 4. This is the 4th one, and this one is very, very important. No root steel means the Bessemer process in Great Britain never ever happens in 1856. Without Bessemer process industrial steel, life expectancy stays about the same as it was in the 1930s. Not good, not great. This the industrial steel, it was used for many things, like building steamships and factories and buildings. Without these buildings, innovation never occurs of the modern world. In 2026, there are roughly 8 billions and billions of people. Without this industrial steel in a weaker age life expectancy, there would maybe only be 2 to 3 billions and billions of people. Not good, not great. Steel did not just build the modern world. Steel is the modern world. Without steel, it not existing, we'd be uncivilized like monkeys. Just like monkeys we would be, fighting over tin in small communities just to build some bronze. There's not a lot of tin, and we need a strong metal. Therefore, we need steel.